and this is the list I have so far.
The future.
The most popular ones.
Everything flows.
Just want to take a look at them.
Connected. This eye is not merely seeing reality. It is touching the truth. There is nothing to fear.
Looks like everybody's favorite was Lulu. Let's see. Actually, let me see what the ER coming up this week, sir. So we got some interesting ER coming up this week. We have Slack after close on Tuesday. Symbol work. Hold up. So we have Slack, Lululemon, Coupa, Casey's, ABM. Looking forward to AC and ABM do good. ABM is a pretty interesting company. They're like a company that does cleaning and stuff, and they specifically clean offices and facilities and things like that. When I used to work in as a business development manager, I used to sell some stuff to them, and this is it. This is them. This is what they do. So they're a super low key company. I could see them becoming very, very like. I could see them guiding very well, and perhaps having a good ER. And I could see this as a company that could thrive in this situation going forward long term, just because they're one of the only few companies that are in this and they trade. Super low key stock, almost nobody know about it, but they're the company that sends a worker to every bank to clean the bank at the end of the day and all that stuff. So that's gonna be an interesting one. Um, Casey's store is also pretty interesting. It's also a nice stock. So Casey's General Store. It's a big like store in the Midwest and all that stuff, but not a lot of people familiar with because it's not on the East Coast. I haven't been to one, but I played the stock before. Um, Big concept, big opportunity. Other ones that I could see that's also interesting that I'd be looking at is HD Supplies. It's so same concept. I expect them to thrive during this Corona situation. You know, just they just sell cleaning supplies, everything, man. They make it easy. They're like they have a nice catalog, and they charge a huge margin on them too. So they gotta make money. Gotta. So that's that. This company sells more to like apartment buildings and like real estate companies and things like that. But offices can order from them too, and they have like to a certain extent they have competitive price, huge convenience in terms of delivery, and they're they're pretty big. And then Mastercraft Boat Holding, that's something that a lot of people look at. I think that's MCFT. Uh, During the Corona time, a lot of boats apparently expected a lot of sales, a lot of like sales of boats have gone up, things like that. Pretty sure these few are the same thing, probably. Navistar and Rev, probably the same, similar industry, probably. Um, Land Lake, Lakeland Industries, that's another huge like Corona stock, LAKE. They sell like a lot of like masks and stuff like that. I mean, not masks, suits. Lakeland Industry. Let me show you. A lot, but like big chemical company, because they sell a lot of disposable suits and things like that. I sourced some of them before back in the day, so I was a little familiar with them. I know they were making a lot of money selling the. Every time there's an outbreak, they make a lot of money selling their disposable suits and stuff. And then lastly, we got Thursday. Got some exciting stuff. What is this plug? What is it? Fuel cell? Not sure if that's plug or not. Peloton. Everybody loves Peloton. Everybody interested in that for the review. Chewy. Everybody loves that too. Dock Supply Company. Oracle. A little interesting with the TikTok situation. Dave and Buster's. Interested to see how they perform and how their guidance, because I love this place. It's a great place to take your dates to, and I mean, it's just fun, man. You know, and I would love to see them survive and continue to provide the experience for people, for consumers. So I'm very curious to see how they perform. Maybe I'll invest some stocks. I don't know. Um, then Friday we got Kroger's, just like that, another low key supermarket stock that nobody knows about or really cares about that much, but they've been outperforming this coronavirus situation. They had a record quarter last quarter, and I'll be interested to see if they could do again this quarter, because last quarter they fucking blasted, man. They had an amazing quarter. They beat, the had record sales and everything, and they dropped after ER. So I was like, man, I don't see how they could drop, because supermarkets like huge performers right now. And I load up, I load up on them around 30 to $31. They dropped to 30.60, and they've been going up since. Yeah, for sure, man. I'm curious to see how they perform in the second quarter. I have it in my long-term portfolio. I'm not. If they drop again, I'll pick it up. I could care less, man. This company's not going anywhere. So that's some interesting ERs. Um, why is that? The real Oracle of Omaha? Oh, Buffett? Yeah, that's true. So, hey, what's up, man? Thanks for following. Nah, Buffett, dude. This guy's like 10 moves ahead. Even if it looks like he's in back stocks, he's gonna come out alive always. Dude, that's pretty cool that you started investing, man. I think investing long term is one of the best things out there. But I mean, I day trade too and other stuff, but I also have a long term portfolio. And and let me tell you, man, like long term, like the stock market always goes up long term, because of inflation and things like that. Price of things always go up. That's why a good stock, always go up. Just like price of milk and like eggs and stuff, or even the dollar menu and McDonald's. Those things always go up, and because of the dollar menu price always go up over time, McDonald's gonna make more and more money, and they're always gonna report better earnings reports. and the stock's gonna increase from there. So just basic things like that. As far as identifying good stock to build on your portfolio, you gotta learn a lot of the fundamental stuff. And one of the easiest fundamental stuff to learn is just like a price to earning ratio. You know, like if a stock is trading at a reasonable, you know, around 30 or less, depending on what sector they are. Sometimes tech sectors can trade a lot higher because they can like tech sectors can leap. You know, they could be making zero money this quarter and bam, next quarter they could be making a gazillion dollars. They can make leaps. But other sectors, depending on the sectors that it's in, it may or may not make that much leap. So what you want to do is you want to find the most successful stock in that sector. You look at that PE and look at the stock that you're trying to invest into and compare the price to earning ratios and see how how they work in that aspect. So that's something pretty interesting in terms of investing for long term. Hey, the stock guy, thanks for following, man. That hairy guy, thanks for following too. But if you're interested in like investing for long term, I have a list of dividend stocks that I pick every month that are pretty safe too. Oh, cool, thanks, man. So just checking out some stocks by the request of our X Trade members. A lot of people wanted me to take a look at Peloton for this week because they have ER coming up. So let's see. Peloton's a pretty interesting. I remember seeing this stock in like this company in the mall, man. I was like, well, what a gimmick, trying to sell stuff for like $2,000 and stuff. It's pretty funny. They even sell like shoes that are like $200, man. Ridiculous. Let's see. Damn, I used to draw a lot of trend lines on this. That's smart to get into like stocks and stuff. I'm not too crazy about property. I'm I think property is a good investment, but only if you like get into one or two. I wouldn't get more than that, because after that it just becomes a headache, man. If you're gonna get into property, you either get a lot or you just get one. So you don't have to pay rent no more. But you get more than that, it's just headache. So much to deal with in terms of tenants and things like that, man. That's why I like stocks so much, because it's just simple. It's just simple, bro. You don't have to like I don't have to bother with so much things. You just buy and sell, hold for long term, do your research, and that's it, yo. But property, if you have like a bad tenant, shoot, that's just gonna give you headaches, man. You get into disputes with people and things like that. I've done it before and it's annoying. I had to kick one tenant out and it just took for like, especially being in New York, it's like impossible to kick them out. But there's so much like lately there's so much YouTubers and so much these like fake gurus and stuff. They just like keep telling people to invest in properties and things like that, and they don't look at the fundamental things. Like I feel like with property you're rolling your dice too. So that's an interesting trend on it. Peloton's pretty interesting. On this backdrop chart, it's been holding this line pretty well and coming back around here. So we could have a runner this week. Oh shoot, let me mark the stream here. Yep. So Peloton, if market goes green tomorrow, which it looks like it should, because the futures are going green. Um, we'll see if Bitcoin holds. If Bitcoin doesn't fall under 10,000 tonight, everything else should be good too. Um, yeah, Peloton looks interesting. It could be a good play. It could be a good ER running play. It hit that area over here and it kind of bounced back up. So we'll see where it is on Monday. I mean on Tuesday. If it comes back around here, $80, I'll probably buy a call and see if we can play the run up. But as far as the half day chart, it looks very nice. It's back over here, so it can go further. That was a good buy the dip area right here with ER coming up on Thursday. I will not be surprised to see the market start to pump them.
I woke up the next day and thought, I am lucky to be alive. So much that still to this day, I feel that every morning.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you for watching, and good night.
Let me post this in our group chat. Yeah, if I were to buy a property, I would just buy it just to stop paying rent. I mean, right now I don't pay rent anymore, so I don't need to pick up a property. But if you were paying rent, that's when I would buy property, just so you don't have to pay rent anymore. I remember a few years back they said any property near Starbucks was extremely successful. Damn, Lulu ran up so much. So Lulu's interesting. We can see a move to 374 on Tuesday. Yeah, some of the tech IPOs are definitely great to get in early. Like for example, TTD is an amazing tech IPO that if you got in at the beginning around $23, man, and that was like in 2016, only 4 years, and now it's $400. Crazy. But what I noticed about IPO, but I mean, there are a lot of failure IPOs too, like Purple, um, P, what is it? This one. So PRPL, right? It was technically a pretty bad IPO for a while because it started around $9, ran up, draw a lot of hype, and just flopped for like a long time. Just flop around this like $6 area, you know. Before Reddit started pumping it up and everybody in Wall Street bet started buying it up to $27. So these, so sometimes you gotta watch what kind of IPO you're looking into. Like something like this. This stock never succeeded. This was a Blue Apron, a huge innovation at some point. They were trying to do the uh, dinner delivery, like ready-made dinner stuff. I'll show you. They have like meal delivery thing where you can like make your own food. You choose your meal, you unpack your box, and they'll give you like all the ingredients, and then you just make your own dinner. And it's like pretty reasonably priced to a certain extent, and stuff like pretty cool stuff. I used it before. I actually made dinner off it, and they have amazing instructions. Came out delicious and everything. But the company just couldn't turn the profit. Started at like 100. Started at like 100. I guess they reverse split so many times, so it would be as if they started at $100 something, $160, and now is at like only $6.99, at pennies of what it used to be. So sometimes you got to be careful with them. It may sound like a great idea, it could be the next big thing, but they had too many people like trying to do the same thing, and it really wrecked them. Like too many companies trying to copy their concept. So like, see, there's like 5 different companies at least. HelloFresh, which is pretty big. Home Chef, which is pretty big now. Sunbasket, Plated, and Martha and Marley Spoons, and so on. There's probably a lot more. Let's see. The next stock to reveal. Let's see, ATVI. Pretty weird chart. There's a slight trend there.
You're born alone and you die alone, and this world just drops a bunch of rules on top of you to make you forget those facts.
Hey Eddie, thanks for following, man. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going into it. But as I said, man, investing long term and just learning how to read the fundamental part of the company, checking their cash flows and things like that, like and price to earning ratios and forward earnings, and then just seeing like what competitive advantage they are. Just think of it that way, like what can they do that other companies can't do, things like that. Ideally, you want to invest into a company that's very innovative, so that they're almost guaranteed to succeed. Yeah, Activision was one of the stocks I had when I first started investing too, because I used to play StarCraft, and that's how I knew about Activision, and they were like super cheap back in the day. It was like yeah, so I remember when they crashed in '09. That's when I started investing. I just graduated high school and stuff. Yeah, they were super cheap. I got in around $9 mark. I don't know, maybe I got it here. I'm not sure. I just know I got it around $9, and I just held it forever because I just liked the games they had. That's all I knew at that time. They had StarCraft, they had Warcraft 3, no, Warcraft Frozen Throne. I'm not sure what version that was. A long time ago, man. I just hit 30, so I'm not sure how old you guys are. But yeah, but now Activision is on a whole nother level. They're making much more games now. They advanced so much from the earlier days when they had just like StarCraft and Warcraft. That was the only two games they had, man. The only two franchises they had. So that's Activision. Held the area pretty well. Um, it's the first time I hit it actually. Sell volume was a little strong, but if it tested again, that could be a nice area to bounce to. But if market just opens up green, it'll probably just continue back to 81, maybe even 82. Dude, you're 24, man, and you're looking to invest in the stock market. That's amazing, man. Just keep contributing. Just like, just throw your money, like throw like maybe like 200 or 500 a month into any stock that you think will be successful 5 to 10 years from now. This was like advice that somebody gave me back in '09. um, and that was my economics teacher, and he was like, man, he's like, if you take a look at the stock market and you see that this you think this company could be around in the next 5 to 10 years, that's a company that you want to invest in. However, not all your insights are going to be great though. Like for example, I invested in in General Motors, right, back in 2009, and I thought, I was like, man, this is General Motors is one of the only companies in America that makes the yellow school bus. Nobody else does that. They're the only one company that does it. And I'm like, yeah, this company's gonna be survive forever because people are always gonna go to school, and they're always gonna buy school buses and so on, whatever. But somehow this company was in such a bad debt, they actually went bankrupt, and every stockholder from 2009 um, lost all their money. And you can see it from here. Like you see, this only goes up to like 2011 because the stock got all the stockholder prior to this got wiped out. They had to restart the stock. We listed back in the market after their bankruptcy restructure, and they haven't moved much. So that was a bad decision, but some of the other decisions were good. Like Activision did amazing. Had Ulta Beauty. Some of the first picks, man, you almost never forget. You know, it's like the first time you had sex. Activision around '09 only has gone up, right? Uh, Ulta Beauty was pretty good. This is a 1 month chart. So Ulta Beauty was just a new company that started around that time, and they sell makeups. Like, come on, man, people always buy makeups, right? So that company did pretty well. Around '09, I don't know if iPhone was a thing yet, but I know that they make a lot of Macs, and all the schools had Macs. All the schools bought Macs, man. So like I couldn't see like schools not buying Macs, and that's why I invested in them at that time. And then eventually, I think in '11 they started making iPhones and got super popular, and then stock just blew up from there, man. Crazy. Anytime, man. I'm glad I can help you out. So let me see what the next stock they want me to take a look at. TGT. So TGT looks pretty interesting. Held this trend line pretty well for a while. We had a breakout too from there. Um, we charted out this a while back and broke out from there. There's a gap here. So I'd be curious to see the gap fill. Sure. Okay then. Yeah, fundamentals is the best. So that's gonna be pretty interesting if a gap fills to this area. Oops. If a gap fills, see a nice buy the dip. But as of right now, it's also at a pretty interesting area. It's at one of the dynamic support areas right here. So that's 143. If it tests that again, it could bounce still because the RSI is pretty low. A good website to look at stocks. Yahoo Finance is pretty good. There's a bunch of them. Trading View is really good too. Like just trading views, and say you want to look at Apple, it'll give you like bunch of technical information, financial information. So that's pretty good. If you want to set up a free account, you can use the referral link here. They give you a whole profile, news and things like that, and then other people's trade ideas and stuff. Yeah, if you're new to this, make sure to check out one of the education videos on the page there. Apple looks interesting. I probably wouldn't touch it. I mean, I bought the dip already. We mentioned on Friday where the dip buying area was, but I don't know if it'd be a good opportunity to touch it again on Monday because you don't really know where it's gonna go from there. Because the sell volume is so strong. Yeah, we would have to see some really strong buying volume. Have to be bigger than this bar, or bigger than this bar at least. on Monday. I was thinking of investing in Hershey for my first. I'm trying to learn everything before I do. Let's say HSY. Yeah, it's an interesting company, man. Hey Najee Wolf, thanks for following, man. Hershey's a great company long term. I mean, it's a little interesting now with the situation, the corona and their park. But I actually been to the park like uh like a few years back, probably like 13, 14, and it was a good experience, man. I liked it. They own a lot of brands. Like I didn't realize how big they were. They pretty much like they own all the candy brands. I used to think they just own Hershey, but it was more than that. So that was pretty cool. Um, as far as growth, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the opportunity for growth is. That's something you have to look for long term. But if it pulls, if it pulls back like really far down, um, like if it had that big drop like it did in March, probably next area would be 120 ish, maybe 130 ish. That might be a buying opportunity. It's a good stock to hold long term because they always pay dividends and stuff. Let's see what TradingView says about that. Yeah, pretty interesting company. Wow, a lot of employees. Price to earning is still pretty reasonable on the 30. Another good company is like it's also P&G, Procter and Gamble, make toothpaste and everything, or even Coca-Cola. They always been innovating, man. They always buying out competitors. This is probably a better company to buy. They haven't recovered that March level yet. They're the only reason they haven't really recovered that hard was because they aren't as diverse as Pepsi. Pepsi owns like beverages and chips, where Coca-Cola was more invested in beverages, and because of that, they got hurt a little bit because the restaurant industry got hurt. Um, but as the restaurant industry continues to come back and thrive more, Coca-Cola will probably continue you know, their ability to thrive from that. Mhm. Hey, anytime, man. I think I talked to you earlier about Walmart. But yeah, Coca-Cola is a great long-term investment. Walmart is probably one of my favorite for this year, just because like this company stopped innovating for a while. They were trying to expand to India. They spent a lot of money and time trying to do that for a while, and then it was like a back and forth because there was so much like government issues and things like that. But I think that could still play out to be an opportunity later on for them. They invest in this company called like Flipkart or something, or something similar to that. I could be wrong, but they're working on trying to get this TikTok deal where if they do get it, they're gonna be able to sell directly on TikTok in a way where you click the link, automatically links you to Walmart and buy the items. So that's gonna be pretty interesting for them, and they're good at advertising, man. And they're just a strong company overall. Everything is so cheap; they get everything for cheap, and they expanded. They pretty much taken out a lot of like smaller businesses, and it's unless they get antitrust issue coming up, which I don't think they will yet or anytime soon. They'll probably continue to thrive and take over Amazon because they have 1 day shipping now. Walmart has been able to do the 1 day shipping thing, and they receive next day shipping over here, and they teamed up with FedEx to do that. So that's gonna be pretty interesting to see how they proceed going forward. that's pretty much the last one for the day. SWBI was pretty interesting. Had a lot of sell volume, so a lot of people were taking profit and selling off. That's usual with their ER. As you can see here, could sell off some more, and if that does happen, it'd be a great buy the dip opportunity. Around the $15 area, the 15.50 area, because this company just killed it. They killed it during ER. Where's my Bazinga? See if I can pull it up. There you go.